Namaskaram, all of you. So, day 12 of the Save Soil movement. Hope all of you are doing well and keeping up with whatever pledge you have taken. Today, I was in day one of the AHAR online program where we were having a session on yogic diet and cooking with participants from across the world. So, I just thought that today we could look at how one can contribute towards rejuvenating the soil by changing our food, by changing our food choices. What contribution we can make in terms of our food choices so that it can help in rejuvenating the soil. So since we had a food session today, I thought we could use this opportunity to share some insights which we have been sharing with the participants in the program. So one simple way in which you can contribute towards this effort of rejuvenating the soil is by saying that at least 30% of your diet, 30 to 40% of your diet should be fruits. If you can just make this one simple change of bringing in fruits into your diet, you will see not only it will be healthy for the planet, but it will be tremendously healthy for you as well. So how can this help in rejuvenating the soil? How is it that by eating a fruit you can rejuvenate the soil? So let's look at the connection now in terms of how you switching to a fruit diet can help. So generally what is happening is, if you look at our diet, most of our meals are comprised of either grains, either rice, wheat. Generally most people are on just rice and wheat and some vegetables. So if you look at rice and vegetables and or these wheat or whatever crops which are grown, so these are actually kind of very agriculturally intensive crops where they are grown for about 4 months or so, and then after that it's like it takes another, it's something which doesn't happen continuously, and it just happens in cycles, like 4-month crop cycle, etc. Each of these things have a cycle. So instead of this, if I'm not saying that you should stop this, but if suppose we also include fruits in our diet. So as you know, fruits, these come from trees, isn't it? So you may have come across fruit trees like, let's say, guava trees or pomegranate or mango or whatever. So these are coming from trees. So if you can include at least 30 to 40% of fruits in your diet, then the demand for fruits will go up. And if the demand for fruits consumption goes up, then definitely we'll need to grow more fruits, isn't it? And that is good, because if we need to grow more fruits, then the tree cover, the tree based agriculture will have to increase. So the tree cover will increase in the country if we try to grow more fruits. Right now, because the demand for fruits is less, maybe the amount of agroforestry or the tree cover which is happening is much lesser. But if this demand goes up, if you start eating more fruits, then farmers will be incentivized to see if they can switch to agroforestry, which is tree based agriculture, to try and grow more fruits, because they would grow whatever there is demand for, isn't it? Right now rice and wheat is what is predominant. So rice, wheat, vegetables is something which is taking up most of their effort, and the land is being utilized for that. So if we can grow more, eat more fruit, it will encourage more fruit trees, production of more growth of more fruit trees, and that can help in increasing the tree cover, which in turn which will help in rejuvenating the soil. Because one of the reasons why the soil is not rich currently is because of lack of tree cover. If the tree cover increases, then the leaves which are coming from the trees, this is what goes into the soil. When they fall, this is what goes into the soil and enriches the organic content in the soil, which is very important, because for a healthy soil it has to have sufficient organic content for it to be productive and nutritious. So just by choosing a fruit diet, by including at least 1/3 of your diet as fruit, you can play a part in rejuvenating the soil. So shall we attempt this? Yes. If you can try to do this at least for the next 90 days or so, whichever we have for the Save Soil movement. If you can experiment with this, if you can start your meals by having at least, you know, 1/3 of your diet as fruit. First you have fruit, and then you can have whatever else cooked food you're having, or some salads. So you have at least start your meals with fruits, instead of having it later after your cooked food like a dessert. You have it before, so you start your meals with fruits and then move on to the cooked food. So if this simple change you can make for the next 90 days or so, which we have for the Save Soil movement, then you will see this could be like your offering towards rejuvenating the soil. And if it's not just one or two people, if this becomes a movement across the world, if people predominantly understand the benefits of switching to a fruit diet. See, you know, if you are sick in the hospital, when people come to visit you, what do they carry? They carry fruits, isn't it? Because at least now they want you to eat well, they want you to eat sensibly, because they know that fruit is good for your health. So fruit is something which is phenomenally good for health, because it has almost 90% water content. So any food which you eat, if it has more than 70% water content, it will be good for your health. So generally vegetables will have more than 70% water content, and fruit has more than 90% water content, which is very good and cleansing for the system. So you may have heard, I remember Sadhguru mentioning that when travelers like Megasthenes, they came to India, they observed and they commented that the Indians had a disproportionate amount of fruit in their diet. And they said, I think that's one of the reasons why Indians appear to be very intellectually sharp compared to rest, because of the fruit in their diet. Because definitely fruit can make a difference in your sharpness and alertness levels. You will be much more alert and active if you can have a predominant diet which is based on fruits. Even if you have children at home, see if you can encourage them to start with some fruits in their diet. We do these Srishti programs where we take children out for a few days with us, and we expose them to nature and healthy food choices, etc., and also about yogic practices. So one of the most important things which we do in the camp is we see if the menu is designed in such a way that it includes fruit and raw foods, so that they get a feel of having these things first before they move on to cooked food. And if we just bring this change into the younger generation, if it becomes a part of our meals, that we always have enough quantity of fruit before we move on to cooked food, then it can make a big change in terms of our health levels. The amount of medicines which you are consuming, that can go down drastically. The overall health can improve, and above all, this could be our contribution towards enriching the soil as well, since the amount of tree cover can go up, which will in turn help in rejuvenating the soil. So please take this step. If you can share whether you would like to take this pledge to have at least 1/3 of your diet as fruit for the remaining part of the soil movement. If you can share with us, it'll be nice to hear from many of you. Namaskaram.